first and foremost, thank you everyone for getting on board today for this event. This is the first in a series of events where City of Detroit is privileged to highlight so many of our wonderful partners that make our work not only possible, but even more impactful in Detroit. And we're very, very grateful to have our team at Taco Bell join us for today's presentation. Just to introduce myself more formally, my name is Andrew Steinke, my pronouns are he, him, his, and I proudly serve as a recruiter with City Year. If others on the call would want to take a moment to introduce themselves, I know that there's some slides later, but just share who you are, where you're calling in from, and what your role is. In you know, popcorn style, any particular order, just to make sure we get everyone out there.
You want us to introduce ourselves? Hey, I'm Jenny Faust and I'm calling in from Scottsdale, Arizona.
Dane calling in from...
Oh, there you go. Go ahead, Dane. You're first.
I'm Dane calling in from sunny Michigan.
And I'm Jennifer Liskowitz. I'm also in Michigan.
I'm Cameron Roy. I'm part of the Taco Bell team as well, and I'm calling from Michigan.
Thank you all again just for getting on board today and helping us get this event series off the ground. I want to start by giving some background information for those on the call who might not be familiar about City Year and our mission and the roles that we're currently hiring for. But this is also just a great opportunity for us to showcase some of the work that Taco Bell has been doing with us in Detroit, and also give an opportunity to see how a year in service with City Year and our AmeriCorps program can be the start of a longer career, both in respect to your profession and also in service to the community around you. So just to begin with, the main focus of City Year and what we do is working towards supporting graduation rates in the cities that we serve. Given that across the country there are approximately 800,000 students not completing high school, we see it as, you know, imperative that we're working toward supporting students comprehensively to meet that goal, given the economic impacts and the other barriers that are just affected by whether or not somebody's graduated high school. We really strive to support students holistically and comprehensively in achieving that goal. And we know based on these long-term collaborations that we've had in the school districts we're serving, that there are specific focus areas that we can address. There's plenty of data and research that supports the work that City Year does in the schools we're serving. So we feel particularly empowered to support our schools with this issue. Our core members specifically focus on 3 early warning indicators that we refer to often as ABCs, which are student attendance, meaning are students consistently attending school and on time, their behavior, which we've since modeled towards specific social and emotional learning and supports that we provide to students, and student course performance, which can range from mastery of fundamental skills to their grades each quarter or semester in school. And all of these indicators were derived from a study that Johns Hopkins completed. So just a collection of predictive analytics that we use to shape the work and service that our AmeriCorps members provide to students. More holistically or more broadly, City Year supports the schools in a variety of different ways, and the impact is pretty significant. So our service model is different in that it's positively impactful for students because they can receive more individualized support and attention from our AmeriCorps members than in schools without that additional add. It's good for teachers and administrators because we instantly increase the ratio of adults to students in the school, which gives those schools more critical capacity that they need to implement different reforms that they're working on independent of our service to the school. And teachers and administrators are less overwhelmed by scale of need and can collaborate and proactively focus on needs of the entire classroom and their school. It's also grounded in the relationship between the student's academic achievement and their emotional and social well-being. So even though we often highlight that there are two separate areas focused on a student's academic wellness and their social and emotional wellness. Those two things are often discussed and integrated in the service that we're providing. In academic spaces, we're often implementing developmentally important skills and tools for students to use, and it's vice versa. When we're having coaching conversations with students about those transferable skills that they might benefit from over the course of their academic career, we're leveraging what they're practicing on the back burner in their classroom or in their own work. Our model additionally includes individualized and research-based interventions that we integrate both in the classroom, after school, and throughout the day in pullouts. We also try to, at each school that we're serving, develop special events and other engagement initiatives that support the whole school climate. And we try to similarly engage families in the academic life of the students in the school, because we recognize that it's important for students to be part of a community of learning, which includes their home life as well. Fully and finally, I should say, we're integrated into the faculty of what's going on at the school. We're not simply an add-on or simply an after-school program, but instead part of the school's decision-making and part of what they're accounting for as they're deciding how to serve their students and community as well. So this is one of the ways in which our local partners are really, really important. And I want to highlight Taco Bell specifically because they're on the call and they've done so much for Detroit, not only by sponsoring our team at Central Durfee, but recently donating coupons for an attendance initiative that supported the whole school. So just a really significant upfront incidental support. But this is part of a longer and broader series of supports that they provide the city or in the work that we do. And specifically supporting our core members by hosting career-oriented lunch and learn sessions, volunteering for 18-minute networking workshops, which is where professionals will come in and support our core members both in informational interviewing skills and generally broadening their personal and professional networks, and contributing to positive site culture by incentivizing friendly competitions between teams. So just really getting wholeheartedly behind the work that we're doing in a way that supports everything that we do. In becoming a City or AmeriCorps member, you're going to serve full-time in a diverse team of passionate young adults in an elementary, middle, or high school for a year. Apologize, I'm tripping over my words this morning or this afternoon. Your team's going to be led by a team leader and impact manager that's going to set you up for success, provide feedback and growth opportunities throughout the year, and support you in navigating some of the different challenges and triumphs of service with your students. Your time is also primarily spent in the school supporting one partner teacher. So throughout the year, you're developing one particular professional relationship and have the perspective and recurring consistent experience to make changes and adjustments. You have as much agency in the service experience as the service model is defined. So it's something that you really get to particularize, despite the fact that you're joining on the same role as many others in your team and in your service cohort. Over the year, you get to become more proficient in your role, but also acquire additional responsibilities that you can leverage in whatever career comes beyond your year of service. And you get the opportunity to hone those unique and particular strengths that you're bringing to the team so that you're really developing what it is that's most meaningful for you throughout the year. It's a role that really lets you connect to your values and carry them throughout your work in schools and the community each day you show up. City or AmeriCorps members also have the privilege of forging positive and caring relationships with students and helping create an environment where students can build on their strengths, take risks in their learning, and feel connected to their entire school community. Some examples of youth development and academic components of the role include group and one-on-one tutoring, working with a partner teacher to identify students that might need extra support, analyzing student data to inform the decisions that we're making, and leading team-based initiatives or other leadership opportunities for the whole core, which might be something like social media, recruitment, attendance initiatives, and event planning. Additionally, you have the opportunity to contribute to a positive school culture where students arrive at school not only ready to learn, but excited to do so. you will be building not only positive relationships, but developmentally important relationships with students and leading programs that span the duration of the school day, both before and after. There are many benefits to completing a year of service as well, both during the service year and beyond. Every AmeriCorps member earns a biweekly stipend, and I'm really proud of our development team, both nationally for raising stipends across our network, and especially in Detroit for being, I think, leaders in that process. Detroit's biweekly stipend is currently higher than the national average, and you can find more information about that on our website, which I'll showcase near the end of our presentation. Another major benefit of completing any AmeriCorps program is the Siegel Education Award, which is a one-time grant, for lack of a better word, that you can apply toward federal education costs, namely loans that you already have or future costs. So because City Year is currently a one-year program, you would gain approximately $6,400 and some change before tax that you could apply toward your further education. This is also something that we enhance specific to City Year in a very focused network of scholarships and collaborating programs that will enhance the amount of your education award in some way, or at the bare minimum waive the cost of application. These range across different professional disciplines, whether you're interested in education as a career or you're looking to deepen really any other academic aspect. We have something for everyone. And so it's just a question of what step you want to take and if furthering your education is part of your plan. There's also a pretty rigorous professional development curriculum throughout the service experience that our AmeriCorps members can benefit from. So whether they're looking to move on into any of the fields listed or something else entirely that's not showing up, there are many opportunities that they can benefit from moving into their career, including joining the nonprofit sector as a staff member at City Year, because so much of our work is generated by alumni and people who come back because they're passionate about the work that we do. Similarly, if you're looking to join the corporate sector or the private sector, you have just a wealth of opportunity to develop skills that support your career. Everything that you do in City Year depends on teamwork and collaboration and building strong relationships. So I think that if you're passionate about business, if you're passionate about technology, if you're passionate about something that doesn't show up traditionally in what you do in your service day, there's still so many ways that you can develop toward that career. Our application process is pretty straightforward. It's as simple as visiting our website and clicking the apply button located in the top right corner. You can apply to one location, to an entire region, or to apply where you're most needed based on recruitment numbers. So the application takes somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes for most people, and it consists of a few short answer questions, a resume or a list of your recent work experiences, and one professional reference. So we'll ask for your reference's contact info, and from there we'll reach out and ask them to complete a short form on your behalf. So it's not something as involved as a letter. We're looking for experienced candidates in leadership, in tutoring, in mentoring, in working with youth or with children, and ultimately people who are committed to working on diverse teams. Our next application deadline is coming up on May 6th. So you've got plenty of time to apply. And as a recruiter, it's a huge part of my job to support you in the application process. I'm happy to review your resources, review your short answer responses, and do anything else that may support you in our hiring process. I'm often meeting with folks one-on-one to discuss the application and figure out which part of our network makes the most sense for you and or how you may benefit individually from a year of service. So any questions, please, please, please do not hesitate to reach out, and I'll share my contact info shortly. After you submit your application, the next step is usually application review to be considered for an interview. We'll touch base with your professional reference. And so we recommend that folks are regularly checking their emails and occasionally their spam folder, just for @cityyear.org communications so that you stay up to date about those next phases of our hiring process. And last but not least, obviously you can follow us on some various social media. We're on pretty much everything. My personal contact info is also on the screen, and I'll be reaching out to folks who've already RSVP'd, who are in attendance today, so that you can get in touch with me directly just to learn more about City Year and especially what we're doing in Detroit. Now I'm going to kick it over to my peers at Taco Bell, so I'll be resharing my screen shortly. But if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat and we will get to them during the Q&A portion of our presentation.
All right. I will go
Sorry.
ahead and introduce myself as we get kicked off. Hi, I'm Jenny Faust. I'm the COO for the Team Leaders Taco Bell franchisee. Just wanted to give you a little bit of information about myself. And you're probably wondering, why is she talking with us? You know, as you look at your year at AmeriCorps and you start thinking about what am I going to do next? What's my career going to bring? Oftentimes a quick service restaurant doesn't come to mind. And I can tell you back when I was 21 years old, the last thing I ever thought about was working at QSR for the rest of my life. But you know what? It chose me. I didn't choose it. And I have done that my entire life. McDonald's first, and then I've been with Taco Bell for over 28 years. Let me just tell you a little bit about working for Taco Bell and what it's done for me. So I started my career as an assistant manager in a restaurant. I've held 13 different positions in operations, HR, training and development, and facilities. And when I retired from Taco Bell 5 years ago, I was responsible for 1,500 Taco Bells across the country. So over those 28 years, increasing responsibility, the leadership skills that were taught, it was nothing that I ever imagined that quick service restaurant was going to be. But we offer a ton, and we just want you to think about that over your next year with AmeriCorps. Couple of words of advice that I would give you as you're planning out your career. I always tell everybody, be the best that you possibly can be at the role that you're currently in. Make sure that you're letting people know what you want to do in the future so that you have an advocate in the room when you're not there. And then be willing to go where the job is. I have relocated 13 different times, or 9 different times with Taco Bell to take 13 different roles. So exciting things, open up your minds to it. Let me just tell you a little bit about our franchise. We have over 177 locations. We are in 6 states. We're in Michigan, Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, and Wisconsin. And we are the largest single-owned franchisee. So Pete Leiter's picture of him there for you. Started this business back in 1994 with only 12 restaurants. Those 12 restaurants grew to nearly 200 through acquisitions and building. And it's always been about the people in the restaurants. Because he's grown so quickly in so many stores, the ability to move ahead and advancement are just absolutely limitless in this company. And when people look at Taco Bell, you're like, how do you get into it? What's all involved? What does the career path look like? Well, we have many positions just in the store, which I'll talk to you a little bit about, and I'm going to pass it over to one of our leaders to talk about other opportunities out there. So if we could go to the next slide there, it shows the career path was, I guess we switched those slides. So what I'd like to do next is I'm going to introduce you to a couple of members of my team. One of those happens to be an AmeriCorps alumni. So that'll be exciting for you to hear that too. But first up, I'm going to turn it over to Dane. Dane is one of our leaders, one of our market coaches in the Detroit DMA. Dane has worked very, very close with City Life over the last many years, heavily involved in it, and a true believer in the program. So with that, Dane, take it away.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Thanks for joining. I've been with Taco Bell for 5 years now. Started my path way back when I went to Indiana University, graduated, moved out to Arizona to join the Four Seasons and joined their manager training program. Worked for them, worked for various country clubs as director of F&B. Never thought I would be part of Taco Bell QSR either, but I absolutely love it. Love the high-end leadership, love bringing people with me, right? That's always been probably my favorite thing is watching people grow, helping them get to where they want to be. It's been absolutely phenomenal. It's been an incredible ride for me. But the partnership with City Year has certainly been something that's special to me as well. I've been working with them for about 4 years now. My father was someone who worked with the school city of East Chicago, Indiana. For any of you who are familiar with, their neighbors, Gary, Indiana. works really close. He worked really closely with them to keep kids in school. And that's exactly what City Year does. So it's something that's near and dear to my heart as well. So start with the stay with us, right? So as we look at some of the things that we offer, there are things both in store and out of store, right? And I think a lot of people may not truly realize that. But what we love more than anything is, as I kind of alluded to before, help our people grow, right? Get them from one level to the next to the next. And as Jenny said, hey, make it known so you have an advocate in the room. We are big believers in our people. People comes first. Every meeting we have, the very first line item there is people. And this is why, right? We've literally had people go from team member all the way up to a certified market training general manager. You started a team member trainer, a shift leader, our very first level of management, assistant general manager, certified market training general manager. I had to run a store for about 3-4 months. I was a GM to start with the company, and then off this page is the next page, which would be an area coach, or further related to as a district manager, and then also the next step would be city leader, and then market coach, and then director of operations. So there's all kinds of room for growth with us, and it has been as I've kind of said before, just a wonderful, wonderful thing to watch somebody that's really hungry, that wants to get there, grow with us. It's really been phenomenal. But as Andrew kind of gave you a quick sneak peek there, we have opportunities outside of the store as well. I get it. Not everyone's into working inside the actual physical establishment. I understand that. We are a big, big company, right? We have lots of opportunities, not only in human resource, construction and maintenance, accounting and payroll, loss prevention, or referred to as security, IT, information technology, and more, right? We have just a remarkable team of business partners working under one roof to help and facilitate the growing of our company, right? Whether that is in IT, in security, in human resources, at the home office and payroll. We really offer a wide variety of job opportunities for prospective candidates, and I can promise you that those who serve with City Year would absolutely be top of our list. But we are bigger than just what you might think of as a Taco Bell because of how big we are. I'm going to turn it over to Jen now. Jen is our Human Resources Director and someone who actually served at AmeriCorps. Jen?
Thanks, Dean. All right, so thanks for joining us today. I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. So I've been with Team Lighters for 3 years, and in those 3 years, I've been promoted 3 times as our department has grown. I am in HR. So when I was hired, I was one of 2 HR personnel, and now I run a team of 5, and we're interviewing to fill another position at this point as well. So my department helps support 4,300 plus employees kind of across all of our stores. They're really our customers out there, and it helps support our business needs. So before I joined Team Lighters and the Taco Bell brand, I worked in HR for another company that owned QSRs here in Michigan. I have a background doing this, but I also wanted to share that when I started my career, I actually started it with AmeriCorps. When I was younger, when I was a teenager, I had a life-changing event, and it put me into a situation where I needed to advocate for myself and my future career. I was introduced to AmeriCorps when I was looking for my first job after high school. And I recognized the value of interning and gaining experience when I pursued college. So I needed to kind of run those concurrently, knowing that I needed to come out of college, have a great job, make sure that I could do what I needed to do for me and my growing family. I was placed at a few internships, but ultimately I partnered with the Rochester District Attorney Office in New York. And that is the partnership that worked for me. That experience that I gained when I was working with AmeriCorps started me along a career path that opened doors that I would not have been able to cross that barrier if I didn't have the professional experience behind me. So that experience is what you can gain by joining AmeriCorps, partnering with City Year, and getting all that professional experience. Like Andrew said, it doesn't have to be in your career field. It just has to be professional experience. So as an HR professional, I'll tell you that myself and my colleagues will scan a resume or an app, and the first thing that we look at is the experience. If you think about what a resume looks like, front and center is your work experience, right? Your education is important. It always follows your work experience on your resume, but we always look at what you have done first. And putting City Year on there along with AmeriCorps is a huge step for those of us looking to hire. So now that I've told you a little bit about me and my experience, my perspective, if we flip to the next slide, I'll tell you a little bit about Team Lighters and what we have to offer for you as an employee with our Taco Bells or here in the corporate office. So we also have a tuition assistance. I know that AmeriCorps offers that, right? You'll have some opportunities afforded to you that you wouldn't already by joining the program. Here at Team Lighters, we also have scholarships that you can get through Taco Bell Corporate. We actually have many people win those. Year over year, we have winners. We have tuition assistance if you'd like to pursue college. We have advancement opportunities. Like I told you, I have worked my way up in the last 3 years. There are many others at the store level and beyond that have also advanced. We have great insurance packages through Blue Cross Blue Shield. We have an employee assistance program that is kind of the Cadillac of programs. It's great. We put it into place and it can help you with everything from where you need to live, if you need assistance for that, mental health and legal assistance, things like those important daily events that you might just need a little help with. We have discounts. We have free food if you're working on your shift, of course. We also have referral bonuses. So if you come on board and you bring your friends, if they stay 90 days, you get a payout. If they stay in, they're a management employee, the payout is a little bit bigger. You accrue paid time off, vacation and sick time. We have a 401k with a company match. You're immediately vested, so that money is yours. You can take it until the end of your career. And we also offer a program that's called Work Today, Get Paid Tomorrow, which means that you can pick up a shift today, and if you work 8 hours, you can take 4 hours of your pay tomorrow using our instant pay card. We have a lot of people that choose to do that just for gas money or a little extra spending money on the weekend. You can pick up shifts when there's people that call in and different things, or your regular shifts, right? You can work today and then get at least half of that pay tomorrow. So if we flip to the next screen, I want to talk a little bit about our Guild program, which is our educational reimbursement program. So I've been using this program. It's great. Everyone in our corporate office has it available to them. Everyone who is a manager in our stores has it available to them. We specifically partner with the Guild. It's a Taco Bell corporate program, and we've opted in at the gold level, which is $52.50 a year. You don't have to pay anything out of pocket. If you are a manager with our stores, can be a shift leader, you have this available to you. We partner with different schools, and it's meant to be online classes so that it is flexible with your schedule. So for instance, if you were to join City Year, right, through AmeriCorps and work that year, you could also run concurrently and do some college classes, assuming you wanted to come on board with Team Lighters. You don't have to take a full class load. There aren't a lot of requirements, but we do make sure that you are a shift lead and above to access that $52.50. So if we flip to the next screen, I think this is probably going to be something that interests most of you, giving back to the community. And I know that's part of why you joined AmeriCorps, part of what interests you with City Year. You want to give back to your community, you want to gain experience. So some of the things that we do here with Team Lighters is, we make sure that we include our people and we include people in the community. We give out Thanksgiving turkeys. We have done this for years and years. One of our DOs has been with us for 25 years, and we have a picture of her giving out turkeys many, many years ago to all of our GMs. Another program that we do every year is Adopt a Family, and this has been a stellar experience for everyone that's involved. We have people in the stores that sometimes work paycheck to paycheck, and it's really important to help support them, especially in the holiday season. So we have people that are sponsored, people that write in about their own experiences. And then we have kind of a collaborative group that goes through and kind of anonymously reads those letters that come in to choose a family per store. So with plus or minus 180 stores, we give out 180 packages that helps people shop. And you can see some of those pictures here. They go out and they can provide Christmas or the holiday for their family on us. So we also adopt local families in need. It's something that is near and dear to us here in the corporate office. It's something that we can do to help out the local communities. We donate to animal shelters. So our owner is very passionate about animals. He loves to help support them. I know we had a meeting with the Humane Society yesterday. It's very close to us. And then the Live Moss scholarships for local and national youth. We do a roundup campaign. So if you've gone through Taco Bell, you may have heard someone say, hey, would you like to round up for scholarships or for youth? And that's what this program is. I believe P1 this year, we raised over $100,000 for this program, and P2 was pretty close to that, if not exceeding that. So that program is really, really important to us. It comes back to us through our Taco Bell scholarships, and it goes to everyone kind of across the country. I think if we go to the next slide, we are wrapping up, and yep. So question and answer time. You have Jenny, you have Dane, you have myself, and obviously you have Andrew, and I believe we have a rep from City Year. So if any of you have any questions about what goes on, either at Team Lighter, City Year, or AmeriCorps, now's the time.
I guess you said you would touch on it later, the award and then the bi-weekly thing. I don't know if I like missed that or something. My dog was barking at me for a minute, so.
Sure. Yeah. So the Siegel Education Award is a benefit that all AmeriCorps programs provide to some degree. If it's a shorter program, the award amount for that program is lesser, but you're eligible to earn over the course of your time with AmeriCorps up to 2 full awards, which is always tied to the amount of the Pell Grant in the year that it's awarded. So currently, I believe the exact number for the next service cycle would be $6,495 before tax. So start end of July, finish the beginning of June, and you'd earn that award upon graduation, which you can apply toward federal student loans that you already have. So I've got 2 awards for my 2 years of service with City Year. I'm still trying to decide if I want to do some debt payment, or I could apply it toward grad school with one of our school partners. And then as far as the current compensation and benefits, I can pull this information up on our website, and I'll share this in the chat. But the current amount, I believe, is $1,000 biweekly in Detroit, because our, like I said, our development team there is stellar, and they really wanted to make sure that it was not only accessible but advantageous to do service with us in Detroit specifically. Did that answer your question, Andrew, or do you want elaboration on any of that?
No, that helped answer the question. If you put that in the chat, and then I can always go on the website too and check out more stuff.
Sure. What else are folks wondering, or what else would you like to know?
How long does it like really take to move up in the company? You know, does it take like at least a year of like getting your feet down to like move up one position? I know Jennifer said like within 3 years, you know, she changed a couple jobs. I'm sure it's different depending on the roles you're going into too. So all these are very vague questions.
They are, and they're very dependent on the different person. So, you know, if you have a great work ethic, if you know your stuff, if you have experience, you know, you will definitely be looked at first. But remember, when you're joining AmeriCorps and you join City Year, you're gaining that experience. That's what you can put on the resume. You know, having City Year is big, being able to talk about the experiences that you gained during that year. AmeriCorps, just putting that name out there, it's been around for years and years. For me, I joined 22 years ago now, dating myself a little bit, but it's been a long time, and that first step was huge for me. With our company specifically, it does not take long if you have a great work ethic and you learn. Our brand, our Yum brand with Taco Bell, has a great learning zone. They have great people in the stores to help partner with you and make sure you know what you're doing. So, you know, walking through those steps really doesn't take long, but it's very dependent on the individual and the effort that you put in. I see someone said, happy it's Taco Tuesday. Dane and Jenny, are you happy it's Taco Tuesday as well? 2 thumbs up. Yeah. Yeah. Tuesdays are busy for us.
Every day is Taco Tuesday in my world, so it's good.
That's true.
What else? What else are folks wondering? What else might you like to know? What else would be helpful to get from us while you have us live and in virtual person? What job opportunities do you currently have available? I know that both Dana and Jennifer highlighted some really, really helpful information about getting on board with team leaders and Taco Bell in general.
We do. So if you guys want to join or look at some of the opportunities, you can go to www.teamlighters.com, and we have all of our open store jobs posted there. We post through Indeed, so you can take a look at whatever it is that might interest you. I encourage you to apply for whichever area might be of interest to you, depending on where you're located. We do have many stores across the Detroit area. We have many stores in Michigan in general. So you'll see all the opportunities listed there.
I think we also have opportunities at the office. We're looking for a benefit specialist, a business analyst, another IT programmer, just to name a few that we have at the office.
Right.
I'll say this too, right? We do a really, this is one of the few companies I've ever worked with. We do a really nice job of hiring for the person instead of the role. In other words, a specific role may not be open, so to speak, but if we really like that person, we'll hire them anyway, right? We'll put them through training. We'll place them as they come out of training. But we really look at the person and say, all right, I got to have this person on the team. So we're going to put you on the team, and we'll find this slot for you later. But we're really big believers in that.
And Andrew, I think you asked about opportunities for growth. When you looked at that career chart that Dane talked about, our director of learning and development started as a team member at the store. Our director of operations from the West started as a shift leader at the store. Our director of operations for the East started as a assistant manager at the store. So the opportunities truly are endless. People just don't think of quick service as a career, but it's a phenomenal career, and the opportunities are just absolutely endless. The president and CEO of Taco Bell started at the Dearborn Taco Bell right there in Michigan.
It really is exciting if you take a look at what the opportunities are. And I challenge people all the time to take a look at our benefits. Are really those ones that I walk through, the comprehensive benefits of working for our company, and compare it to other ones that are out there, because we come out on top, whether it's our bonuses that we give to our ASLs or just the opportunities that our team members have with us. The programs that we have are really great.
A couple of other questions in the chat. One from Ginger is, if you have no what if you have no restaurant experience or no quick service experience, could you still qualify for a management or management training position? And then Allie asked, can you speak more to the company's diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts?
Sure, I'll let the operations people talk to you a little bit about what it looks like when you come into the restaurant and that first, and then I'll talk to you about diversity.
Yeah, we've hired plenty of managers that have no restaurant experience whatsoever. And this kind of goes back to what I was saying before, right? I'm a big believer and a big proponent, and I know Ginny and the rest of the team are as well, of hiring for the person, not necessarily for the role. One of my better area coaches right now, district manager, didn't have any fast food experience at all. I don't think she even had restaurant experience, right? But she understood other core concepts. Was very hungry, and really wanted to prove herself. So there's certainly lots of opportunities out there, and restaurant experience, although is something that we would certainly look for. It's absolutely not a barrier to entry into managerial roles here.
I think that's a great way of putting it. We, like Dane said, we hire for the person. So if you have the skills, we have the training to help you get there. Even if you come in as a team member, it doesn't mean that if you do a great job and you learn, you learn how to walk the walk and talk the talk, 6 months down the road, we would look at you for that position. So it's not a long road. About the diversity, equity, and inclusion, I will say that we have out in QSR, kind of in general, we probably have some of the most diverse background of people out here. So we have people, like Jenny said, in multiple different states, and that can be Detroit, that can be, Tawas. We just opened a store this past year. It can be Lansing. It can be kind of the boonies, right? When I think about like our Standish store, it kind of sits alone out there. So we have many different people from many different communities that join our stores, and we don't discriminate. It does not matter to us how you identify or what your deal is, what you want to be called. It does not matter. We really strive to include everyone. And I will say that when I walk into our stores and I talk to the people there, when we go out and we do roundtables, and Dane, you're in the stores every single day, we meet so many different people with different perspectives, and it's a joy to kind of get those different perspectives and to hear from different people with different backgrounds. It brings a unique perspective to us too, and it tells us what we need to do in the company to help support everyone else.
I think on City Year's end too, it's really important to know that like you can come from, like I said, any background to do a year of service and get something really special and meaningful for you out of that experience. I think like the most represented major applying to our student success coach role is psychology, and then from there it's social work and politics or government. But generally, it's anybody who's interested in the opportunity just to do a year of service and do something very committed to the community. We would love to have you. It also means more role modeling and more paths that our students get to see for themselves in their future. So whatever you're bringing, we'll celebrate and make something meaningful of it. And that goes for your personal skills too. Whatever you're strong in, we would like to feature in the work that you do and coach you in that strength so that you're able to be not only successful in the role, but in a transition toward one of the positions that Jennifer or Dane have gone over. Really setting you up to be successful in whatever career it is that you take on, because we recognize that the year of service in itself is a limited term. And so it's important for us that you're successful in that next step in a really strong way. Are there any other questions that folks are mulling over or thinking about before we end the call today?
Just really quick, like obviously all of you have been here for like, an extended period of time past that first year. Like, what is like one thing that really clicked with you that was like, I like want to continue, with this company going down this path kind of thing?
Are you talking about team leaders specifically, our company?
City Year, team leaders, I don't like whatever is like the biggest draw that really made you stay and do like what you're doing now.
Having experience with AmeriCorps, right, not specifically City Year, but AmeriCorps, I can tell you that experience was invaluable. To be able to put that on my resume, to be able to gain the experience every day when I went in and be able to say, I have done this, I have experience doing this, and you don't realize it when you're walking through, but you gain experience with every interaction that you have. And if you partner with City Year and you're working with them, if you're working in a school district, think of all those people that you touch every day, right? All those conversations and all the experience that you gain from that will set you up for any kind of customer service, marketing, any kind of role that you might have in the future. So, from an HR perspective, when I look at that, I go, oh my goodness, this person has the experience dealing with people every day. They are capable of doing that. If you make it through the year and you're doing a great job and you know that you can do that, you have you can do that, which is huge, right? You have the capability, and others will know that based on what you put on your resume. From a team leader's perspective, I love being here personally because I love the family atmosphere. Like Jenny said, we are the largest privately owned franchise, and I love that. It's not a bunch of corporate red tape, that we can walk in each other's offices, we can talk to people, we can pick up the phone and call. We have an open door policy. We make sure that everybody is collaborating, and it's important to us.
I would probably, oops, sorry, Dave, go ahead.
Sorry, I'll just say this, right? I work for the force 4 seasons, the 2 different projects, right? Scottsdale, Chicago, work for lots of different country clubs, all have good and bad. After the first year, I felt I was at home here for 2 main reasons, right? We preach and preach and preach people first, and then we actually backed it up. That's not, you don't often see that, right? A lot of it is just words without any backbone to it. But the second part, and I really strongly advise that, wherever you land, take this into consideration, right? Is my feedback being considered? Do my words matter? Am I being listened to, right? Are my ideas being heard out? And I felt that after the first year, and I feel it today as well. And that, I mean, to me, it's just huge. I mean, it really is, because it makes me feel like a professional. And that's just a great feeling.
And I would just say, Jen gave her years that she's been in the business. I'm not going to. But I can tell you, starting even as a 16, 17-year-old working in the fast food business, given leadership accountability to be a team member trainer and to train others. And throughout my career, when I look at the people that I've impacted, and Dane said it, people first. Even today with social media, I will have people reach out to me that worked with me 20 years ago and say, thank you for giving me the opportunity to step into management for the first time, or to be a leader. And I'm where I am today because you believed in me. And I will tell you, there's probably, because I did run the entire country, thousands of people that I know that I made some difference in their life. And to know that the people's my legacy that I can leave behind, because Taco Bell or the quick service industry looked at me as a 16 or 17-year-old person and gave me a chance. And so I've always wanted to give back and to continue to do that. And like I said, I retired 5 years ago, and with the intention of never coming to work. And Pete Leonard was relentless on, we need you, we need you, we need you. And I said, I'll do it for 3 months, and it's now been 3 years. And I can't find a way out because I don't want to disappoint, right? So I'll probably be here forever, but it does that to you. It just sucks you in, and you realize this is what I'm meant to do.
Speaking from like a relatively new perspective, because I did my first year of service starting in 2019, obviously going into spring of 2020. By the time that schools had closed temporarily, by the time we took an extended spring break, by the time that things got really sideways for the whole world overnight, I'd already committed to my second year of service. And I'm so glad that I did, because for me, that second year as a team leader, coaching, new AmeriCorps members on the role, even virtually, was really, really impactful. Not because I was the best at it, not because it was the most optimal thing to be doing, but because I felt so connected to my teammates. I felt so connected to the community that I was serving still. And it challenged me both years to stay civically engaged and aware of the things that are going on in the world around me. And that was really, really important to me. I learned a ton from my teammates my first year, because I was working with a bunch of people my age who had their own experiences and their own strengths that I could not necessarily force myself to imitate, but instead leverage in different ways. Getting to work collaboratively to support my students was really, really invigorating. And it was one of the reasons why I decided to come back to continue my service. Joining staff was also really rewarding, just because I saw the ways that individual voice and in agency and initiative was rewarded in the organization. And so I was really, really excited when a staff position opened up the summer after I had finished my service term, and grateful that I was able to join the team. A lot of again, I can't emphasize enough the ways in which I've been able to hone myself individually, despite sharing a title or sharing a role with so many other people. I really feel like I get to be myself and get to be celebrated for the things that I do well, while still getting clear direction about the things that I need to accomplish in my day-to-day. If anybody else from City Yard wants to hop on, because I know there are a few voices and faces on the call, they may, but I really, really appreciate everyone being here today. If there are any more questions, please let us know now, but I think that we're reaching the end of the presentation naturally, so. Shout out to Allie for the clap. Thank you all. And again, just thank you all so much for being here today. I really appreciate that you came together to share information about the excellent opportunities that you have for folks just in the Detroit area and beyond. It means a lot to me, and I'm sure to the others who got this together. Thank you, Andrew, for joining us, George as well, and anybody else on the call who has been relatively anonymous. I really, really appreciate you being here. Just shout out to gender in the chat. And I think that's going to be that for today. So take care and have a wonderful week.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you guys so much.